All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we'll bring you back-to-back updates and information as City Hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first. We'll collect them. Well, let's go down to the news proper as it is hot. You don't share that. The information reaching on our table is that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will be visiting Enugu today. And on that note, it is believed that part of the things he will be doing in Enugu is making sure that Mazi Nnamdi is released from the DSS detention. And I say that is good. And while I was trying to dig deep into the information, I also found out that the person inviting Tinubu to Enugu State is Governor Peter Mbah to also inaugurate some of the road projects that he did in the year 2024. But Ohaneze Ndigbo hopes are high because according to the Secretary General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, he said that on this note that it is believed that Kanu would also be released. And I say if that happens, that is a good one. That is a good one because of course you know that recently everybody has forgotten about what concerns this man Mazi Nnamdi. A lot of people have tried their best. But some people are saying, according to what Sowore Omoyole said, of course, you know Sowore, who was a former contestant for the former presidential candidate for president of Nigeria, who contested, I think that was in 2023. He said that those who are frustrating the effort of making sure that Kanu is released from the DSS detention are members of the Igbo society, especially governors in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And I was asking myself, how would that be possible? And to him, he said that these people are using Kanu as a political dog because they know that in the southeastern part of Nigeria, Kanu occupies a very good position, even though not political, but he occupies a big position in the heart of the Easterners, in the heart of the Biafrans, because whenever the issue of Kanu is mentioned, a lot of people tend to obey, a lot of people tend to be sympathetic, a lot of people tend to follow suit. And because of that, the politicians who are in the southeastern part of Nigeria are now using it as their opportunity to get their goals. Whoever that wants to contest for any position, governor, senate, you see them mentioning, talking about how Kanu will be released. It happened in Anambra State. It happened in a lot of states. Even Rocha Sokorocha during Emmanuel Iwanyamu's burial said something like that. And if they are talking about this issue and you yourself trying to deduce anything from it, you find that their talks are very, very political. Meanwhile, let's go down to the full details of the information. The APES Igbo Social Cultural Group Ohaneze Ndigbo Worldwide has shown excitement about the planned visit of President Bola Tinubu to Enugu State today. Ohaneze expressed optimism for the release of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi. According to statement issued by the Secretary to Enugu State Government, Professor Chidiebere Onya, on Friday, the President will commission some of the projects executed by Governor Peter Mbah's administration during a one-day visit. Commissioning of the planned visitation, Ohaneze, in a statement by East National Publicity Secretary Alex Obonia, expressed delight over the gradual attitudinal change of the federal government towards the Igbos. The statement partly reads, Ohaneze Ndigbo expressed immense delight over the gradual attitudinal change of the federal government towards the Igbos. Ohaneze insisted that national peace, unity, patriotism, and sustainable economic development of any country are the outcome, effect, or product of equity and social justice. In other words, there is hardly any society or group that can be complacent under severe existential threats such as orchestrated marginalization, relative deprivation, and external instigation of insecurity, conflagration of crises. It is therefore hoped that with the Enugu visit, President Tinubu will rewrite his name with gold in the hearts of Ndi Igbo and all the well-meaning Nigerians if he orders for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All right, this is coming from Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo. They are very optimistic that by the visit of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, the GFR, that Kanu will be released in Enugu today. For me, I say, is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible? Well, it is possible. Anything is possible. Of course, you know that the president has the power to pardon anybody. But I wonder why the issue that concerns Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not been followed through a political process. Of course, it has been followed through the judicial means, of which you know that if the country called Nigeria is a country whereby judicial processes are being followed, by now Kanu would have been out of the DSS detention, because in the appellate court that year he was discharged and acquitted. Not only that he was discharged, he was also acquitted. But the then Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, took up the case to the federal Supreme Court, where he stopped that particular judgment and made sure that Kanu is still detained in the DSS custody. And a lot of people has connected this thing to hate, how Ndi Igbo are hated. How Ndi Igbo are hated. How Ndi Igbo are hated. And this is where a lot of people have connected it. And if you look at it, it sounds very true. Sounds very true that Ndi Igbo are actually hated, because after the 1967 to 1970 Nigeria Biafra civil war, then was Gowon, who was the head of state. He declared no victor, no vanquish. And that was when the 3DR was established. One stand for restructuring, rehabilitation, and rebuilding. And up until today, there has not been any restructuring, there has not been any rebuilding, there has not been any rehabilitation in the Ali Igbo side. They are building railways from Lagos to other places. Even a railway has gone from, I think, from part of the northern part of Nigeria to Niger Republic. Meanwhile, there is no railway in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And my question is, Onye mere Ndi Igbo? Onye mere Ndi Igbo? Onye mere Ndi Igbo? And one painful thing about Ndi Igbo again is that Ndi Igbo has refused to help themselves due to the kind of politics that is being played in Nigeria, where one buys the political office. Yes, the political offices are being bought, or it is either given to someone as a settlement, and that person that this office is given to as a settlement is meant to stay under the one who has given him that particular office. Look at what happened in Rivers State during 2023 presidential general election, where the then governor of that state single-handedly handed the Rivers State to Nigeria. He made sure that all the votes counted went for APC. So he single-handedly handed Rivers State to APC without minting words, and it happened all over Nigeria, where the people voted and their votes never counted. And if you ask me, I will tell you that a lot of people have lost hope, when it comes to voting, when it comes to counting votes in the nation called Nigeria, because when you see that the government is frustrating the effort of the masses, for choosing who they want, for choosing the governor in their mind, for choosing the president of their choice, I think it usually makes people to lose interest, in all the political affairs. All right, on another information breaking, governor sacks all commissioners and SSGs. Let's go down to that information. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has dissolved the State Executive Council, which includes his commissioners, and dismissed the secretary to the state government, Barrister Mohammed Aliyu Obandoba. As reported by Daily Trust, the decision was announced by the governor during a special emergency executive meeting at the government house in Lafia on Friday, shortly after the departure of Vice President Kashim Shettima, who was visiting the state for a one-day working engagement to inaugurate various projects. A senior government official speaking In the condition of anonymity, revealed to our correspondent that while the specific reason for the dissolution remains unclear, the governor has a reputation for restructuring the state's administration. It is noteworthy that in 2021, Sule also dissolved the State Executive Council, citing the need for a more effective and efficient governance framework. As the situation unfolds, residents of Nasarawa State await further clarification on the implication of the decision and the further direction of state administration, the source added. Meanwhile, a statement signed by Mohammed Isao Ide, the Permanent Secretary for State for Cabinet Affairs and Special Services, conveyed that Governor Sule expressed his gratitude to the outgoing council members for their contribution to the state development and wished them success in their future endeavors. All right, welcome back. I think this is a repetition or replica of what President Tinubu did when he sacked some ministers. He sacked some ministers and replaced them with others. If you look at the Nigeria governmental structure, you don't need to be told that the president and the governors are like God, because they have the power to do anything they want. And that is why the country will never be better. It will be hard for the country to be better, because if you come to the judicial arm of government, the president is the one who appoints the chief judge. If you go to the legislative arm, some part of it are by appointment. And now, tell me how we can have a good working government in such a country where the president holds the highest power in the constitution. Now, the Nigerians are practicing presidential system of government taken from America. This particular kind of constitution was borrowed from Americans, but there are some amendments that give the president the highest veto power. I think if you go to the history of president, you find that Nigerian president is the most powerful president in the whole world, because of how the constitutions were arranged, the powers that were allocated to the president, even the governors, the powers that they are allocated to them. Because I don't see the reason why the governor will have the power to reshuffle all his cabinet in one day. And that is to say that this reshuffling shows that you cannot even stand up to say anything in the government. Because once you say what the governor does not want or what the president does not want, that means that you are moving out of that particular government immediately. And that is very bad. All right, thank you for listening. Thank you for coming back. Remember, it's a new year, and in 2 weeks' time, we will stop hearing Happy New Year, and everybody will go back to their full work. I will encourage you to stay focused, stay jiggy, no pressure for 2025. And if this is your first time of coming across our wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first one to collect them. Thank you for listening. God bless you.